Hi there everyone, welcome back to Press for Truth TV. Today is Thursday, November the 15th, 2012, and as of yesterday, some huge protests have been breaking out all across the European Union, everywhere from Portugal to Spain, Italy, Belgium, Greece, just on and on. From every industry imaginable, millions of people have been taking to the streets to voice their outrage about all of these austerity measures that are being dished out in the face of this current engineered economic crisis. And I think that most people realize that the debt bubble there is inflating more and more and will inevitably pop. I don't think that comes as too much of a surprise to most. It's a no-brainer, really. The only question is, what is going to come out of this engineered crisis? What are the solutions going to be? What is the order that is going to come out of this chaos? And I think another interesting aspect to what's going on right now is the fact that the Bilderberg group have just called an emergency meeting in Rome. Some members of the steering committee, as well as a few others, are meeting in Rome right now as I speak to ensure that the direction, the outcome of this current crisis is steered in a direction which will be beneficial to them. Let's not forget that Etienne Davignon, the former vice president of the European Commission, has openly admitted that it was the Bilderberg group who was instrumental in the formation of the European Union and the Euro, and certainly they want to see a more unified Europe to come out of this crisis. If you believe it or not, that is the goals. So they're currently meeting there right now, and I wanted to share a couple of articles with you today to get a little bit more insight on what's currently going on. This one just out from the New York Times. Workers across Europe synchronize protests. Workers across Europe mounted coordinated protests on Wednesday against government austerity policies in a time of economic melee. In Spain and Portugal, workers staged general strikes. Unions in Greece, Italy, France, and Belgium joined in the protest and work stoppages to show solidarity with striking workers elsewhere. The breadth of the demonstrations, which affected scores of cities, reflected widespread unhappiness with high unemployment, slowing growth, and worsening economic prospects in Europe, and the resistance that European governments confront as they push plans for more belt tightening. Occasional clashes with the police were reported in some cities. Among those striking on Wednesday were railroad workers in Belgium, airline workers, auto workers, and teachers in Spain, civil servants in Italy, and transit workers in Portugal. Union leaders have called the coordinated actions historic. And certainly, as you can see, millions and millions of people are networking together and coordinating their protests there right now. Again, which brings us back to the fact that Bilderberg Group has called this emergency meeting, and they decided to meet in a hotel which they didn't book out, which is what they usually do. So here's another article I'd like to share with you from our good friends at the intelhub.com. Italian newspapers report secret Bilderberg meeting in Rome shares hotel with International Film Festival. Various newspapers and online articles in Italy are suggesting that a good portion of the Bilderberg group, at least 80 of them, have been called to Rome this week for a secret meeting regarding the engineered Euro financial crisis and the unrest that has come as a result. This meeting is particularly unusual because it is so small and informal, but it's possible that they may have switched up their tactics after the massive turnout for this year's Bilderberg protest. It is also possible that these smaller meetings happen all the time, but we're always able to slide under the radar. This meeting is also unusual because they aren't renting out an entire hotel. In fact, they are using a hotel that is hosting a massive event at the very same time. The hotel they have chosen is the De Russi, which is the site of this year's International Film Festival. So that was either a major scheduling error or an attempt to hide in plain sight. Despite all of the commotion surrounding the hotel this week, local publications were able to publish detailed lists of those who are attending the event. Most of the publications to cover the meeting are suggesting that the topic of discussion will be the new commissioner for Spain, Greece, Italy, and others areas of the European Union that are in dire economic crisis. And I'll put a link of that article in the description so you can check out the rest of it on your own time. And today I wanted to remind everybody that in the face of what the Bilderberg Group is currently doing as we speak in Rome, it's of the utmost importance to have an understanding of who they are, what their motives are, and how they are designing their plans for the rest of the planet. So I want to remind people that we have just released our latest film just last week, which documents the Bilderberg Group extensively, and it's called The Turning Point. I'll put a link to that in the description as well. So if you haven't seen the film, you can check it out. It's less than an hour. We document the Bilderberg Group extensively, as well as some of the things going on in the European Union. So we'd encourage you guys to check that out if you haven't seen it yet. And I also just wanted to remind you guys that we do have a DVD available of that film for those of you who want to support the work that we're doing here at Press for Truth. And I want to remind you guys that anyone who gets the DVD also gets a free 1-month subscription to pressfortruth.tv, where you can download all of our other films, such as The Nation's Deathbed, and of course Into the Fire, United We Fall, and our 6-long DVD presentation, the Toronto hearings on 9/11. All of this stuff is available for download in high quality for pressfortruth.tv members. And on top of that, I'm also happy to announce that our good friends at disclosurecompany.com are offering a deal as well, where anybody who gets the DVD will also get a coupon for 10% off any item from them, such as the shirt that I'm wearing right now. As you can see, it says billions served since 1954, Bilderberg, and these guys are making quality stuff, so I'd encourage you to check it out. Once again, folks, I'll put all of the links to all of this information, the articles, the films, and everything else in the description so you can check it out on your own time, because once again, we're seeing all this stuff unfold right before our very eyes as the Bilderberg Group are working hard at formulating their eventual goals for one world government. And so anyways, folks, that's it for today. Just wanted to bring that to your attention. And that's all. I guess I'll see you all right back here tomorrow at pressfortruth.tv.